Bridge of Spies is a political thriller from Steven Spielberg. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, oh, that's boring, a political thriller during the Cold War, I don't want a history lesson. But it is a Spielberg movie, and Spielberg definitely knows how to capture an audience's attention. The story is about a Soviet spy that's on trial, and the lawyer that's appointed to him is played by Tom Hanks. And he's trying to convince the court to not give him the death penalty, since that would mean that the Soviet Union, if they ever caught an American spy, they wouldn't hesitate to do the same. But the trial isn't even like half the movie. There's things going on elsewhere in Eastern Europe, where there are these pilots trained to take these aerial photos of the Soviet Union. And one of these pilots gets shot down, and that sequence where he gets shot down is like a very Spielberg sequence. The pilot survives and is taken prisoner. And what do you know, Tom Hanks was right, so both countries want to negotiate the exchange for the Soviet spy for the American pilot. But there's also another American they want to negotiate for, that is this student that was captured in Berlin. So it's up to Tom Hanks to negotiate 2 for 1, not 1 for 1, which there's a scene early on that sort of foreshadows exactly what he's trying to do. And I've got to say, everybody in this film is great. Everybody does an excellent job, and especially the Soviet spy. He has this very distinct personality to him. He's just kind of deadpan and nothing really bothers him. Like they ask him, "Aren't you worried about what's going to happen to you?" And he just replies, "Would it help?" This film is also beautifully shot and has some great framing in it. Though there are a lot of these Spielberg spotlights. Like there's this one shot where you can see down a hallway, but you can't see anything at the end because there's just this big shining light, which admittedly does look cool and kind of gives you a bit more focus on the characters. There's also this really excellent cut where they say "all rise" in the courtroom, and then it cuts to a classroom of students standing up to pledge allegiance. I have a feeling that's probably been done before in other films, but it just fit really well here. I will say, for a 2.5 movie that sounds very boring to the average person, this is a very flowing film, and it just like flew by. So if you're curious about it, definitely go see it. It's for sure the best film I've seen this year that's not animated or sci-fi. So if you've seen Bridge of Spies, tell me what you thought down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I'd like to give thanks to my patrons this month. Thank you so much for supporting me. It really helps out a lot. And if you'd like to support me, click the annotation for the Patreon link. And if you want more movie reviews, click the playlist. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.